Peace. Happen now. And now is the vibrate. The rate at which we vibe. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Wanna bring up how I realize how knowledge has a way of making itself available to certain people, you know. Like matter of fact, some knowledge is meant for certain people, like basically that's vibrating on a certain frequency, you know. Like certain people, certain knowledge isn't meant for certain people, and that's why, people in essence go through a waking up process to get to some of this knowledge, and this knowledge not bestowed upon them when they're in that lower vibrational place, like where it's slowly implemented to you to pull you up, and then you have a more grand awakening, and then you can really get more knowledge. But I realized that Source basically put a natural defense mechanism on knowledge where, like say for instance, as far as like where the way me and many other people may share knowledge, well we share knowledge in a way that we when we be ourselves, you know, and in some cases whether that be cursing or saying you know what I'm saying 30 times, you know what I'm saying. But basically, knowledge has a defense mechanism, and what I mean is that, matter of fact, like when some people be like, "Oh man, I couldn't stand through the cursing of that video," or "I couldn't, you said, you know what I'm saying, too many times, so I couldn't watch your video, this and that," and then basically after a certain point, and then I start dropping, knowledge that's, more deeper, or say for instance, because I have videos where I'm speaking on where the title might say one thing, but like after you get so far in the video, man, I'm talking about all kind of stuff. But if you being turned off by the simplicity of, and when I say simple, I mean you just got to get through somebody saying a certain word a few times. It seems hard at first, but I'm telling you, like, but you know what I'm saying. You got to get through the, you know what I'm saying, in the southern slang to get to the deeper information. Matter of fact, I saw the brethren A.A. Rashid, I saw this brethren do it purposely where he was on UGR Underground Railroad with Brother Rich, and they was asking him about something, and he starting off the interview mostly like cursing and being on the hood ish for lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying? But basically just like, in essence, and what's funny, like I be peeping games, so I'm like, I know he's not staying in this place. I'm like, let me keep listening to this. And then after, and what's funny, he even said it just like that. Like, and after about 15 minutes in of cursing and doing all this, and he was like, all right, now after I done chased the the people who ain't really ready for the knowledge, I done chased them away. Now it's time to get down into the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like, that's how that works. And I realized that like at first, I used to think, oh yeah, Source just want to give all the knowledge to everybody, no matter what. And I'm like, nah, I realized that, nah, it is certain knowledge meant for certain people at certain times. And you have to be in a certain place vibrationally to attain certain knowledge. It just won't it won't just be given to you. And two, I thought about the other aspect of that. It's also free game we given, so of course, you're gonna have to work through it because it's the type of knowledge that nobody's sitting down and really trying to give to you in essence anyway, or not trying to give to you for free. Like some of this stuff we explain and present to people is the type of stuff where somebody have a little video about you want to know how to make your life better and you want to know the 5 principles of this, just subscribe to this and pay a fee of social, you know what I'm saying? Where it's knowledge where some people make you pay for it, you know what I'm saying? We just dropped in this free game. So with this free game, the most you could do is sit through a few little curse words, and you know what I'm saying. Matter of fact, that's why I love the Brethren Bobby Hemmett. It resonate with him so much, you know what I'm saying? Cause, and what's funny, at one time, his information almost chased me away like that. Cause early in the growth, matter of fact, being ready for certain situations, and then I realized, like looking back, I'm like, and I really wasn't ready for for all that information. And when I say wasn't ready, but just in that moment, and now I realize there's just a barrier to to pass to get to the deeper knowledge. Same thing with how I speak on how Aleister Crowley make everything seem so evil and this and that, so it could chase away the people who not really in this, to really like, they're not really hungry for the knowledge. You looking for, I don't know what you're looking for, but you're just not, really looking at any little thing could turn you in a different direction. And that's another defense mechanism. That's what Aleister Crowley used, making everything seem so, devilish, so you could be scared of some good, great knowledge, in essence, which he was basically just reiterating on some ancient stuff, but still, but it's basically like a defense mechanism. So if you come across a video with somebody, cursing a lot, or in some cases though, you got the case of some people where they just just cursing, they ain't really giving information. But for the most part, most brethren and sisters, if they have that type of vibration, they just kind of like. And matter of fact, and another thing too is we being ourselves again with this information. So I'm not meant to jump through a hoop and deliver this information like you want me to and talk proper like this, and you know from point A to point B, and you gotta overstand, and it's not meant to be, what I'm saying. And if you want that, then you gotta go find that from somebody, what I'm saying. You gotta find that person that's talking like that, or delivering their information like that, but for the most part, with this free game that, like I say, that we given, you gotta work through it, because just like with any ancient knowledge in general, what I'm saying, well, the ancient knowledge, matter of fact, with the Bible and all this, which the Bible was purposely made like that. But even too, say for instance, the Bible was purposely made like that though, and for a mischievous reason too, to misguide us in our spiritual growth. But like say for instance, ancient Egypt and Kemet, made it like this because it was meant for certain people. What I'm saying? And they didn't want certain people getting their hands on it, which showed that once certain people who wasn't meant for it got their hands on it, look what they did with it. You know, so that goes to show you another example about information being for, people on a certain vibrational level. Because if a person is of a vibration level that's not, up to the standard of the knowledge, then the knowledge gets used for, for lower vibrational things, for lack of a better word. Because there's no really, I always try to stay away from that good and evil and bad and good, because that's a perception. Good and evil, all that, there's necessarily no good and evil in this universe. Just polarity, if anything, of feminine and masculine. But that's the thing, this knowledge, is meant for certain people at certain times. So if you find yourself, oh man, he's saying, you know what I'm saying too many times, man. Oh man, he cursed too many times, or or he did, and it is what it is. And then you end up missing out on some type of knowledge that, could help you. But like I say, you never know. As far as like you could find, you know, the knowledge you get chased away, you possibly could find it from somebody else that doesn't have that defense mechanism. Of, for the most part, say for most people who doesn't put up that defense mechanism or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? In which, when I say that, it's not purposely, because I realized that, on my growth, I was wondering, like, because I wanted to, like, start articulate, like, let me talk a little more proper. And then even Source told me, like, nah, be yourself. be your authentic self and share the knowledge, you know, how you share it. And the people it's meant for, gonna grasp it. The people that's not meant for, gonna pass it up and not grasp it. They gonna go to the person that, that's giving the knowledge on the level that they could, attain it and interpret it. That's basically it. Just some knowledge is meant for certain people on a certain vibrational level, and not until you're on that vibrational level where you actually be, ready to receive. And like I say, you see what happens when certain people that's not on a certain high vibrational level gets a hold to information that is for a high vibrational level. You get stuff like America or this new Rome, what I'm saying, where they're using backwards magic and all this type of stuff, for mischievous things. So that example is right in your face, where you saw how, Egypt, Kemet, what I'm saying, they building pyramids with the knowledge doing, then you got other people starting wars and killing people and doing all this other stuff with the knowledge, what I'm saying? Because so they wasn't ready for the knowledge. But in any case, peace, happy now. Now is the vibrate. And we're not going too far in the future. And we're not going too far in the past. Right now.